The Schengen Area, Europe's passport-free zone, is at a crossroads and Austria stands in the spotlight. In this video, we will be uncovering how Austria and the Schengen Area are facing frictions. We will also be uncovering the reasons behind why Austria might be excluded from the passport-free zone and what could be the repercussions of Austria exclusion. Let's dive right in. Ever wanted to jump from Paris to Berlin, then maybe swing by Rome without a hitch? Or how about chasing a suspect across borders with no need to knock on bureaucratic doors? Thanks to the Schengen Area and the European Arrest Warrant, aka the EAW, both are possible. The Schengen Area is like a VIP club in the European Union. Except it's not for celebrities, it's for all of its citizens. It ropes in 27 countries, effectively erasing borders. You could have breakfast in France, lunch in Germany and dinner in Italy, and never once show your passport at the borders. This incredible freedom isn't just about a leisurely road trip, it's built on a strong foundation of trust among these countries. But it's not all about vacations and weekend getaways. Imagine a criminal decides to play a real-life version of Carmen Sandiego, hopping from one European country to another. In the past, catching such a criminal would have been a paperwork nightmare. Each country's police would need to engage in a slow dance of requests, validations, and re-requests, all while our criminal could be sipping espresso somewhere in Venice. But thanks to the EAW, the chase has changed. The EAW is like a golden ticket, letting law enforcement pursue and apprehend criminals across borders. Born in 2002, right after the shocking 9/11 terrorist attacks, the EAW was Europe's way to upgrade its security game. So they revamped the old, creaky extradition system. Gone were the days of red tape-ridden requests that could take ages. Now, if one EU country's court says, "We need this person," other member states quickly hop into action. Here's the magic. The EAW operates on mutual recognition. In this scenario, if a judge in Spain issues an arrest warrant for a suspect, Germany, France, or any other EU country will recognize it, no questions asked. Yet, it's not a Wild West out there. The system is meticulously designed to ensure that the rights of the person in question are respected. But wait, these new walls or borders raised eyebrows. Were they truly needed? Were they even allowed? And what did it mean for the dream of a united Schengen zone? Just like in any community, actions affect everyone, and you know how there's always that one person in a group project who doesn't follow the plan. Well, in the grand scheme of the European Union's effort to streamline justice, that role seems to be played by Austria. Austria is a key player in Europe's border discussions. Why? Because it frequently made use of the safeguard clause to bring back border checks, especially with neighbors like Germany, Hungary, and Slovenia. It has been doing this since 2015. This action is like a safety measure that countries can apply if they see challenges like large numbers of migrants, security threats, or health risks. So why has Austria done this? They mention several reasons. Movements of migrants who are not directly coming to Austria, but passing through other countries, possible threats from terrorists, and concerns over health issues. But here's the twist. While Austria is putting up these checks, it's also opposing some countries from becoming part of the Schengen area. Austria feels that countries like Bulgaria and Romania are not ready to be part of this free movement space. Their concerns: they believe these countries are not strong enough in managing their borders, upholding the rule of law, and fighting against corruption. Also, one of the most important rules is the European Arrest Warrant. This arrangement allows EU countries to hand over criminals to each other. So, if the criminal runs from France to Germany, France can ask Germany to send the person back, and vice versa. However, Austria did not put this law into full effect. The European Commission, thought to be the referee in this game, has told Austria to improve how it manages its borders and deals with people seeking refuge. And in recent years, Austria has seen some alarming events that have attracted international attention. A tragic discovery in 2015 was that 71 migrants were found dead in a truck near the Hungarian border. It was a clear indication of how serious the issue of illegal immigration had become. In another incident, 4 people were arrested in 2020 who were suspected of being part of a group helping people cross the border illegally in human smuggling. The incidents shone a light on Austria. People began to question whether the country was doing enough to combat illegal immigration and human trafficking. There is also the issue of security cooperation. Being part of a group like Schengen means that countries have to work together, especially on security. But here, criticism. In some cases, the country did not share details of its border checks with its neighbours. Austria felt it was their business and not something to share, but that didn't sit well with other countries. The cooperation received another blow when a terrorist attack occurred in Vienna in 2020. The investigation into the attack showed that Austria may have missed some clues. The incident pointed to potential gaps in the country's intelligence and counter-terrorism efforts. Now, why is all this important? If a country is part of the Schengen area but doesn't follow its rules, there could be consequences. One of these might be getting kicked out of the Schengen group. For Austria, this would be a big deal. Enjoying this video so far? Smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. Austria, renowned for its landscapes and heritage, thrives on tourism. Picture the hustle and bustle of tourists across Europe, hopping from one country to the next without a care, seamlessly making memories. The Schengen visa is the hero behind those spontaneous plans. Without its perks, a tourist would have to wrestle with visa applications and paperwork just to admire Austria's beauty. The natural fallout, a dip in the number of travellers, and let's not forget the chunk of change the Austrian tourism industry would lose. A hassle-free experience is a major draw after all. But tourism isn't the only feather in Austria's cap. The country beckons foreign investors, brilliant students, ingenious researchers, and skilled workers. It's like a magnetic hub of opportunities. However, if you throw in visa complications, the allure fades. People gravitate towards convenience. So, if Austria decided to stand outside Schengen's visa-free embrace, it might find itself less magnetic, facing a potential slowdown in economic growth and innovation. Why would bright minds and big money wade through added red tape when they could just go elsewhere in Europe with less fuss? Let's not forget logistics. Think about the sheer number of people and goods crossing borders daily. Without the Schengen shield, Austrian border officials would be swamped. Every entry and exit would need scrutiny. You know those tedious airport security lines? Multiply that by 100. Trade would slow down, travellers would grumble, and in the chaos, those with less honourable intentions, like smugglers or unauthorised migrants, might see opportunities. Also, Austria's wallet would feel it. Being part of the Schengen means easy-peasy trade, tourists pouring in without the hassle of borders, and people zipping across countries. If Austria's out, all of this becomes tricky. There's a hefty price tag attached too. Some number crunchers believe bringing back border controls within the Schengen could rack up costs to the tune of billions. And then there's the political side of things. Austria's standing within the EU could take a hit. For the EU, it sets a shaky precedent. If Austria can leave, who's next? It's the domino effect they're wary of. Plus, let's not forget about us, the regular people. Many of us treasure the liberty to travel freely, and it's one of the proud badges of European unity. To sum it all up, Austria's situation is like a tug of war. On one end, there's a need to uphold Schengen's principles and values, while on the other, the practical ramifications of Austria's exclusion loom large. The European Council is smack in the middle, trying to find a balance, understanding the gravity of every pull. What happens next? Only time will tell. But it's clear that every decision made will shape the European landscape in significant ways. What are your thoughts about this situation? Let us know in the comments. See you in the next one.